Hello, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with the eCom Q4 Summit. And today we are live on the Facebook fan page. We're also live on Clubhouse. And we're going to be, and hopefully we'll stay live on Clubhouse because when the phone goes to sleep, Clubhouse kind of shuts down on its own. So then I have to start another session. So this time I will make sure that the phone doesn't go to sleep. But in any case, we're live to talk about retail arbitrage. We're in the middle of the eCom Q4 Summit. If you haven't registered for the summit, you still have the opportunity to do so. You can go to www.ecomq4summit.com right now to register. Again, www.ecomq4summit.com right now to go ahead and register. The summit is the number one online e-commerce conference that is designed to help those people that want to crush it during Q4. It's all about blessing people in their business and helping them with strategies that are actually going to make an impact on their Q4 profits, their bottom line. So, again, we're live on Facebook. We're live on the Facebook fan page for eCom sellers. We're also live on Clubhouse. So, Clubhouse, you won't be able to ask us questions. You can go to Facebook and ask us questions, but you can listen in on the discussion. Tonight's panel, we have three amazing sellers and business owners. We have Sean Mayo, who's in Florida. We have Jacob Topping, who is in Canada, and we also have Pauline Prince, who is also in Canada. They are all doing well online in their e-commerce businesses, and we're glad to have them here. Again, my name is Nicole Whitlock. I'm in Texas, so I guess me and Sean are going to represent the U.S. There you go, Florida and Texas. And we're going to talk about all things and everything that is related to retail and online arbitrage. That's what tonight's panel is. So if you have questions about retail or online arbitrage, you can type them in the chat. You can in the comments section. We're going to be monitoring. I got like three phones now. My brother just one of the phones. So I have three phones. One of them is Streamhouse. So I'm down to two phones. And we will be taking questions from the Facebook fan page, from the comment section. And if by chance somebody raises their hand on Clubhouse and wants to ask a question, I will try to see if we can do that. I don't know if the sound will come in through the speakers on the other side, but we're going to see what we can do. So in any case, here we go. So I want to open the floor up and let any one of you, whoever wants to start first, just to have that beginning conversation about retail arbitrage, just a high level. I already know what it is, but high level, what is retail arbitrage? And then what can that do for your business in Q4 or fourth quarter? So who wants to start that off? Oh, don't everybody raise their hands at the same time.
I'll go.
All right, well, you got to talk loud. You got to yell in your car. Sean's in his car,
Okay.
y'all. He's got to yell.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, it's better. Go ahead.
Okay. Just trying to straighten it out. All right. I'm Sean Mayo. We do retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, all that stuff. I own a retail store. So I'm sorry. What's the question?
We're talking about what is retail arbitrage and what does that mean to us as sellers during retail and online arbitrage, and what does that mean to us as sellers during fourth quarter? Like, why do we have to do something different? Maybe not.
So we sell primarily toys now. So toys and grocery is, for Q4 are the hottest things. People don't think about grocery, but, everybody's having parties all Q4, Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas, New Year's. It's all about family gatherings and giving. And a lot of that has to do with cooking. A lot of people baking, cooking. It's the best time for grocery. We used to be almost 100% grocery. Now we're about to open a second retail store, which is all toys. So, we sell toys, but in Q4, we jump in pretty deep back into grocery and look at the things that you don't normally look at, obviously, always, but especially in Q4, we're looking at a lot of baking goods, chocolates, things like, meltables are big again, and people, baking chocolates and, a lot of that stuff for baking, cocoa powder, baking products, condiments, a lot of people, cooking out sauces, and always obviously look for those regional things, but that's where it's hot and heavy. And obviously toys, we're toys all year long, but there's tons of, and if you're not into toys, you don't really know about this, but there's a lot of exclusives for in toys that are coming out now. This is what's called the season for a lot of exclusives from Comic Cons, New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, and that also happens in the retail stores. Target has exclusives only at Target and Walmart and Hot Topic, and all those stores are going to have exclusive toys that are only sold in those stores. That may be a little variation, but it's some of those $20 toys are selling for hundreds of dollars because the exclusives are so short. And then when we get into Q4, it really gets crazy. When it gets closer to Christmas time, people want to buy that stuff. And the reality of it is that Amazon sellers are lazy.
Yes, they are.
Stores. When we
thank goodness.
Yeah, I know.
If you're willing to do retail arbitrage, then the people doing only online arbitrage, when that stuff sells out online, it's still in stores.
Yep.
Go back and watch my video. I show you how to find that stuff. The people who are too lazy to go to stores.
Yeah.
I show you exactly how to find that stuff, find what stores and all that stuff. So
I'm going to take a stab at the same question.
Okay, well, go for it, Jacob. Go ahead.
All right. So the question is, what is retail arbitrage / online arbitrage? And I'm going to say, here, I got a different take than Sean. Retail arbitrage or online arbitrage, any kind of arbitrage, is when you have one thing that costs one price. Let's say something costs $10. You can go to Walmart. You can buy item XYZ for $10. But then somewhere else on a different marketplace, let's say Amazon as an example, could be any other marketplace, could be eBay, could be Mercado or Poshmark or somewhere else. Anyways, let's say somewhere else, people are paying more than $10 for that. They're paying $50 for that item, right? So it's $10 at Walmart. It's selling for $50 on Amazon. You go in and buy that thing at Walmart. You pay full $10. You pay tax for it even, because you can write that off afterwards. And then you go and sell it on Amazon for $50, and you make the difference in the price between what it costs you to buy and what it costs you to sell online, minus whatever your expenses are. So keep in mind, you got expenses, you got taxes, which you need to account for at some point. You might have labor because maybe you sent your staff in to go buy that item, or maybe you bought it yourself, or maybe like Sean, you're in a car and you drove in, so you got to pay for your gas. And then you might also have to cover the expenses of shipping it into into Walmart, sure, but you can ship it into Amazon. And so there might be a shipping cost to get you it into FBA if you want to do it that way, or you could do seller fulfilled as well. So that saves you a little bit of extra fees, but it's a little bit of extra work. So in a nutshell, arbitrage, whether it's retail arbitrage or whether you do this online, you could do the same thing. You could find something on walmart.ca or walmart.com or Walmart somewhere else in the world for $10 Canadian and ship it into Amazon.com for $50 US. And based on the currency difference and based on the price difference between 10 and 50, the difference minus your expenses is what we call profit. And so with retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, you want to try and make a profit between the price you pay for something and the price you can sell it for, typically on another marketplace. But you could even do a same marketplace or one marketplace to another marketplace arbitrage. So with online arbitrage, you might want to buy something on Amazon.com, import it into Canada where maybe it doesn't exist, but people love it. You charge like 3 times as much. And so you buy something on Amazon, regular price, regular Amazon.com item. It's like $15 for a cup of special soup. And then you import that special soup into Canada. You can easily sell that for $75 Canadian because somebody here wants that specific soup. And as long as it sells, you just keep doing that. You increase the order and you do it over and over and over again. And every time you do it, you make money. That's my answer to what is retail arbitrage.
All right. So I want to piggyback off and combine what Sean said and you said. So Sean, one of the second part of that question was about, why is it important, or what do we need to be doing differently as retail and online arbitrage sellers in Q4? And Sean was definitely getting into what that is and what we need to do, and all of the things that need to happen. So what happened here with this stupid phone? My panel closed again after 15 minutes. It closed.
Oh no.
I love Clubhouse. You got to love it. And so what Sean was getting into was the fact that with retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, he was talking about the things that people are buying in Q4. And this is definitely, this is that time, this is that window in which people are buying things. So what we like to do is, we want to make sure that we're focused on the things that we know people are going to be buying. He's right. There's going to be a boatload of cooking things, chocolates, whatever, that people are definitely going to be buying during Q4. And they're definitely going to be looking for those products. And so those are going to go up exponentially. Not saying that chocolates don't sell any other time of the year, but if you're an Amazon seller, being able to send in chocolates into an Amazon warehouse in the middle of summer, they're not going to let you do that because it's considered a meltable. But during this time of the year, we're getting closer to the fall. It's colder. So they'll let you start sending in what's considered meltables. And, you got all those cooked goods because, again, Sean is known as the grocery guy. And so he started off with all this grocery stuff. So there's a lot of money to be made. And those are the consumables, the replenishables, the things that people are going to buy. People are going to definitely be baking cakes. They're definitely going to be getting together. I was talking about this last night, that there's a revolt. Everyone is having a revolt everywhere in the world because they didn't get to get together last Christmas. They didn't get to get together last Thanksgiving, and they want to get together this year. So definitely grocery is an open opportunity for so many people this Q4, and definitely finding things on one site or in one store and not in another. Not online, or either listing it for a higher price, getting a difference. That's definitely what you want to do. The other piece, go ahead, Paula.
I was going to add that an area that just boomed during the pandemic is, I saw it definitely here on Amazon.ca, is in home products, kitchen products, home decor, especially. Here in Canada, we were locked down for, you can just call it, a year and a half. So all we were looking at is our interior decor. And people were tired of the carpet they had, the sofas they had, every gadget they had in their home, and we're replacing all of those things. And during any holiday season, and in Q4, we cover so many different festivities that are happening across so many cultural groups that people are buying to replace maybe what they already have, or to add to what they already have for those celebrations. But then also, if you spent, and Jacob, you could speak to this as well.
Yep.
In Canada, because our housing market is insane. People
it's insane.
Have to spend a tremendous amount, like an obscene amount of money, to have just a bungalow, right?
Yeah.
It's a regular home, never mind the bigger home. So if you have paid over $1 million for the home you're living in, and it looks like just an average home, you're going to put the money in to decorate it beautifully, your exterior and your interior. So during the holiday season, and this is a tip for those of you looking to sell in Canada, don't be afraid to look at products that are about the exterior decor as well as interior decor, as well as kitchen products, home products. Some of the hottest selling things are like bed sheets, like children's character bed sheets. It's crazy. Like, just if you just look into that and what those things sell for in Canada, you're just buying them from Walmart.com or Target.com and bringing them into Canada. It's crazy. It's really stupid. But I just gave you guys a tip. I hope you heard me.
I hope you heard you too. If they don't, I say rewind the tape. For sure. So we're going to open it up for questions. So if you have a question, you can type it in the comments. If you're watching from the Facebook group, if you're watching it from the fan page, you can type your questions in the chat. If you are on Clubhouse, you want to try and ask a question, we'll try and get it transport it over and share it from there. But I wanted to see if Sean wanted to add anything else to that, because I think, as we go into Q4, all the things that we need to be thinking about sourcing and thinking about selling and the opportunities that present themselves. I didn't know if there was something else that Sean wanted to add to what he said earlier.
Yeah, I'll comment on what both of them said. First, what Pauline had mentioned about the kids' bed. Let's just say kids' bedding.
Yeah.
There is a ton of stuff, and they're always rotating them out. In retail arbitrage, or if you're going to be doing the things that I talked about with retail arbitrage, if you're going into the stores, I would definitely check out that we've sold a ton of that stuff in the past.
Yeah.
We're always kind of cycling out the different lines, but they have they have pillows, those pre-stuffed, they're not really body pillows, but smaller, like body style pillows for kids with all the big brands on them, as well as sheets and twin size comforters, and especially in Q4 those sell good because they got a lot of you got a lot of people coming over most of the time. So you got kids coming to stay for a week or whatever. They're just buying a whole new set of bedding, or from last year they don't care about
they don't care about JoJo Siwa anymore, right? So now it's on to the next character.
So there's always a lot of money to be made, and just the whole bed. I would expand it to the whole bedding area. The sheets and all
Everything.
That stuff sells all year long because after Q4, after you have a Christmas holiday or whatever it is, and then you're going to move on to like back to school and dorm rooms, and it's the same size beds in the dorm rooms, twin beds, so it's the same kind of bedding as all that kid stuff.
Yeah.
So we have our first question, and the question is, I'm going to read it out loud. What are your favorite tools for retail arbitrage and online arbitrage sourcing? So if any of you have a favorite tool, go ahead and share. So I do have tools. I have accounts with several tools, that I have access to. But the reality is, I'm going to be honest.
Oh no, she's frozen.
Okay.
Uh-oh. So you're
the tool.
I've been frozen. Oh, okay. Now you're visual.
All right. So what
you're
I was going to say is, I'm going to be honest. I don't use the tools. I don't use the tools because I've been doing this long enough that I kind of already have a feel of what the rotation is.
Okay.
Frozen again.
It keeps freezing up. Okay. Well.
Okay. So either one of us can also share.
Yeah, go ahead and share, because I got to figure out what's happening with my internet.
I think
you're back, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't use as many tools because of the fact that I know what I need to be looking for. I know what I need to be sourcing. I know what the popular things are. I've always followed the movies and the release of movies. And the release of movies has made me money over like 5 major cycles. And what I mean by cycles is, if there's a movie that's released in the summer, I know it's going to be hot for Halloween. I know it's going to be hot for Christmas. I know it's going to be hot for Valentine's Day. I know it's going to be hot for Easter. And then we know that it's going to be hot for back to school. So, kids are going to be looking for that character. They're going to be looking for it. So I can go 5 cycles and sometimes 10 just of the major type of shopping spikes and selling spikes, and be able to make a bunch of money off of that. So characters have always made me money in every capacity, whether it is stuff to go in the kids' bathroom, it's the little stickies to go on the kids' walls, it's the bedding, it's the notebooks, it's the backpack, it's the socks, it's all of it, the lunch pail. I've made money just because I focus on that, and I know that I'm going to make money year round just that when movies are released. So when the pandemic hit, I was like, okay, well, what are the online movies? Because these kids are sitting in front of the TV on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, I'm trying to think of all of them.
Video,
Disney Plus. Yeah. So what are those characters that I could potentially jump on and make some money off of that? So that's one of the things that I know I'm going to do well during Christmas because I don't use my tools. I remember buying tools like 4 years ago. One of them I bought like a lifetime, and I literally have probably used it like 7 times.
Yeah.
So
I do believe in the tools that are out there, assuming the tools are designed to work with the marketplaces that you're looking at. Now, obviously, the 99, if not 100% of the tools that have been developed were developed with Amazon.com in mind. So once you venture outside of the US marketplace, it's questionable whether the tool still works. So you have to cut your teeth getting used to the tool, usually on .com. And then when you look at, say, Amazon.ca, or maybe you're looking at the UK or Mexico, you really have to have some experience to then extrapolate what you know and go off a little bit more of what Nicole was talking about, your instincts, your consumer marketplace knowledge that you've gained. Because as someone in the retail space, the ultimate aim is to really develop expertise in your market. So you've got to know or get to know consumer behavior at different times of year, under different circumstances, be able to anticipate what people would be looking for, what they'd want. You see the patterns, you learn the patterns, and read past the patterns to learn more.
Right.
Because the market is screaming at us. It's telling us a lot of information.
Yeah, and I was just going to say,
oh no, she froze again. So like for Amazon.ca, which, I'm a proponent of telling everyone, if you're already selling on .com, you need to expand to .ca. It's the logical next step, despite what the gurus may have said in past many years, maybe a decade, as long as that.
Sean, go ahead.
Very viable.
I know.
It's not, oh, you can't make money on Canada. Yes, you can.
You can make a lot of money on Amazon.ca from anywhere in the world. If you're in Jamaica and you want to sell on Amazon.ca, do it.
Yes,
if you're in Tibet and you want to sell on Amazon.ca, do it. If you live in Sri Lanka and you want to sell on Amazon.ca, go for it.
Exactly.
If you're Sean Mayo in America and you want to sell more on Amazon.ca, do it.
Yes.
What I was going to say was, if you're all buying, if everyone's using the same tools, you're going to get, in most cases, the same results.
Yes.
So everyone is seeing the same list.
Yes.
So then they're all sourcing it, and then you find listings where there's like 285 people on the same listing.
Yeah.
There's a reason why, because they're all using the same search tool. So you got to get better at finding stuff organically. So Sean, I'm gonna let you have the floor. Go ahead.
Well, I used to sell at CA, but my only problem with that is the shipping. It was very expensive to ship stuff, and then selling food on there, you have to have everything in French and English. Those were problems I had, but we made a ton.
You need to talk to me, Sean.
We made money, selling there. Until we sold small stuff though because of the shipping issues. But as far as software, I'll do a shameless self-promotion, and I built my own software to do what I wanted it to do because nobody else had anything out there. So if you're not do that, Sourcing Secret is software. We find a ton of products to sell with that in a ton of different ways. But beyond that, Scan Power we use for listing and scanning. Be Cool is a great repricer, and no matter what repricer you use, I think everybody should have a repricer. Your competition has a repricer, and if you're manually repricing stuff, an hour later, all those prices are going to because your competition is definitely using a repricer. And beyond that, we use Scan Power for listing. They have a mobile scanner. We use it for scanning lists if you're doing wholesale. There's a ton of great tools included in the suite.
Right.
Tactical arbitrage, of course, if you're doing online arbitrage. We use it for retail arbitrage as well. So we look for all those items that are out of stock. As I mentioned before, we're using tactical arbitrage to find out of stock items, and then we're going and finding those, in the stores. And like we talked about in our session, using BrickSeek, we can find what stores have them in stock without going to 100 Walmarts every morning. We can find ones who are more prone to have those items in stock. So you don't need all of those when you're starting out. You can use the mobile Amazon seller app for scanning stuff, but
Sure.
Scan Power is a lot better than that. You can list things manually, but I mean it takes a lot more time than Scan Power. So when you're first starting out, if you don't have any tools, I would say a repricer is probably the first thing that you want to get. If you have more time than money, like most people are when they're starting out, I literally started with nothing. I sold things I had around my house, and I sent the stuff to Amazon, and have never really invested any money into my Amazon business. Just kept reinvesting the same money I made. And didn't have any tools. There weren't any tools when I started, and just grew from there. So if you have more time than money, you can go into the store and do what we did, which was scan every item on the shelf. You scan every item on the row, go to the next row, and work your way down a whole aisle. And, we've literally scanned every item in Walmart, basically, many times. So, if you have time and you don't have money, just go out there and scan everything until you figure out, like Nicole knows what the winners are now. But I promise you, she didn't know what they were when she started. I didn't know what they were when I started, and nobody does. So, once you start figuring out the things that are selling for you, what meshes well in your business, then you can go out and maybe not scan everything. But when you have more time than money, scan everything, because there's going to be a lot of things that you don't think are winners that are going to do amazing for you. Like, you're not selling what you want.
You're selling what the market wants. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The things
Absolutely.
you don't think will ever sell are the exact items that people are going to buy, because nobody is selling them.
Yeah.
Right. You want items that, you want the weird stuff, regional stuff. I always talk about regional seasonings, especially with Nicole, because she's in Texas.
Yeah.
The sauces and seasonings and rubs and all that kind of stuff in Texas
very different
that aren't in other areas. But it doesn't matter what area you're in. If you're in the Midwest, there's stuff that's not in Florida, and if you're in Florida, there's stuff that's not in Texas, and most of the stuff isn't in Canada. So, again, if you're sending to Canada or any country, sell that stuff people can't find.
Yeah.
American food. Like, there's a ton of Canadian foods that I want that I order.
Like
craft dinner. Yeah. If you're in Canada, send craft dinner to America. It's like the best stuff on earth.
There you go. So I'm gonna interrupt for 2 seconds. Hold that thought, Pauline. So I think I figured out two things. One, the reason I think we keep dropping is because Clubhouse is a resource hog. And so it's sitting right next to my laptop. And so those people that are on Clubhouse, it keeps dropping because it is a resource hog. The computer and the Clubhouse are competing with each other. So I just took the phone off of my home internet, so it's standing alone on its own. Okay. And then hopefully we won't have the interruptions. The second thing is, if you're listening to us from Clubhouse, we're actually broadcasting live on the eCom Sellers fan page, eCom Seller Summit fan page. And it's an opportunity for you to ask whatever questions you have regarding retail and online arbitrage. So hopefully we won't get dropped anymore. I don't know. We'll see.
It's live now. It's good.
Yeah, it's live now. I keep bringing it back up. So every time it drops, I bring it back immediately. Huh?
Oh,
So Nicole, can I answer that question as well?
ahead.
What are some of your favorite tools for RA and OA sourcing?
Go for it. Go for it.
All right. So when I got into RA retail arbitrage, I was primarily into books. And the thing that appealed to me about books at that time was you could send in many, many books, and they would only charge you the shipping and storage fee if it was more than one of the same exact book. So you could have like different versions of a book. Those are two different books. You could have them both sitting there on the shelf for like indefinitely without any fees for storage.
Yeah.
And so I would just go and buy books all over the place. I would go to church sales. I would go to library sales. I would go to yard sales, garage sales, any kind of place that anybody would have a book. There was professional book sales where people would have like books, and you have like more than one person like myself coming in and scanning all the books. There was programs. I'm in the National Capital Region, which is in Ottawa, in the Ottawa area. And so there's like a chain of something like 46 combined libraries where they would sell all their excess books at the end of every month. They would have a monthly mammoth book sale. So I would go to that. Anyways, the tools that I used for doing that were the Amazon Seller app. I used that on my phone. And then when I switched into online arbitrage, I really, really, really recommend and love tactical arbitrage. Alex Moss has put together an amazing program. Lots of people use it all around the world. Prior to that, I know that there was also OA X-Ray, and they still compete head-to-head. So OA X-Ray and tactical arbitrage, if you've never used either of those, you've got to check them out. They are absolutely super powerful. They allow you to search hundreds, not 100, but hundreds, like 900 simultaneous retailers online simultaneously, right? So if you have a SKU and you want to find out what's the best marketplace to list it on, you can use that to find out where to list it. If you want to find a SKU that you want to sell, because you're sending some in anyways, and you want to buy more from online, you can search hundreds of online retailers simultaneously and find out who's got the product in stock, what all the prices are. You can compare them, sort them, filter them. You can do marketplace to marketplace arbitrage comparison lists, right? So you can compare like Amazon.ca to Amazon.com to Amazon Mexico to, Amazon Spain if you want. It doesn't matter. You can compare multiple marketplaces. You can compare eBay to Amazon. You can compare eBay Canada to like Amazon Mexico. You can do any kind of crisscross arbitrage with tactical arbitrage. It's really fantastic. The other piece of software that I like to use, or the tool, is not a piece of software. It's my car. I drive to the store and look at the shelves. All right. If you got a truck, it's even better because trucks hold more stuff.
Yeah.
And with retail arbitrage, the name of the game is to buy things that you can sell for more on marketplaces. It's as simple as that. You buy it at the store and you sell it at another marketplace. Maybe that's even on Facebook, right? I don't know if you guys have done this before. You go into Facebook Marketplace, you just scan through like all the free stuff and just go, yeah, sure, I'll pick that up. No problem. I'll pick that up for you, right? You pick it up and you can sell it on Amazon. You can sell it on eBay. You can sell it on other marketplaces like Poshmark, right? So my favorite tools would be my vehicle, my car, tactical arbitrage, and the Amazon Seller app. I also absolutely love BrickSeek. I know Sean talked about that in a session today. It's a fantastic tool. If you want to find out like inventory levels or secret pricing or special deals, BrickSeek is fantastic. I also like to use Camel, and Keepa just to understand a little bit about each product before I decide to pull the trigger on buying it, because it might look great on the Amazon Seller app and you find out it actually never sells. You got to consider, do you want that or not, right? Mm-hmm. Or it sells all the time. You got to consider how much do you want to buy, right? Mm-hmm. With regards to regional marketplaces, I know Pauline's in Canada and I'm in Canada. There's a store called Dollarama, okay? And they only have like 7 price paints. So it's one of 7 different prices, okay? Yeah. The most expensive price they have is $4. And what they'll do is they'll buy giant retail liquidation sales from somewhere else. I don't know if it's from Walmart or if it's from Giant Tiger, or if it's from London Drugs or some other regional retailer. I don't know where they get the stuff from. But if it's listed at $4 at the $4 price point and it's not made by Dollarama, the probability is that's the cheapest thing you're ever going to find. You can sell it on any other marketplace because they brought it in wholesale. They liquidated it.
Yeah.
They put on the $4, which is their maximum price tag.
Yeah.
It's probably worth $8 or $10 or $15 or $20 or $30 somewhere else. So like there's a killer tip for you. If you're in Canada, go to Dollarama, look for non-Dollarama stuff that's at the $4 price point. You can clear the shelf and sell it on Amazon.com.
Yeah. Because most of those things, if you look on the shelf, a Walmart in the United States for the same item, it's going to be more expensive. That's a huge benefit of few benefits we have retail-wise, like brick and mortar retail-wise in Canada. Usually the U.S. beats us out hands down.
You also have Toys R Us.
Yeah, and we also have Toys R Us.
Toys R Us Canada is still in business, right?
Yeah. So the Toys R Us exclusives are.
You guys also have Sears. Don't you still have Sears too?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
yes, we do. We got Sears. They're trying to close all the stores, but they're still here.
They still have
They're
some.
still here.
One near me closed, unfortunately. But so the Toys R Us exclusives, think about it. You buy those obviously from toysrus.ca and you export that to Amazon.com. Beauty, because Toys R Us is gone in the US. It's still in receivership, isn't it? It hasn't been completely wound down yet, but their stores are closed, right, in the US?
Yeah, they went into complete foreclosure and everything.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. It's gone. Now they are trying to reform it, and I think we posted a news article about that last year. But yeah, it's been sold.
It's gone.
There's no more Toys R Us. Just the
at
name.
all. Yeah.
Just the name. Yeah.
They kept the name instead of selling it off, and they've opened a few stores, but it has nothing to do with
not the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, you can roll up to the Toys R Us in Ottawa and walk right in and buy stuff in Canada.
Well, if you don't want to
sell it to the US,
they can always stop in Toronto, right? Come into Pearson International when the flights are back up and running. But I also have a tip when it comes to doing your analysis. Hands down, the Amazon Seller app is your friend. Keepa is definitely your friend, and you really need to get that additional subscription to see the rank history.
Right.
Hands down, that is necessary.
Yeah, Keepa is necessary for online arbitrage for sure.
Yeah.
Retail arbitrage, they just allowed you to be able to use the app. So.
Yeah. Here's something that since the pandemic hit and Amazon made a system change in March of last year that they apparently rushed because it completely kiboshed the rank history on a lot of ASINs. So if you sell on Amazon and you're doing some research, you may find in the Amazon catalog, whether it's Canada, the US, or elsewhere, there's some products that have no rank. And you look at the products and you're like, this is strange. Having no rank means it's never sold, right? So, but then you look at the brand and you're like, this is a really popular product. Why is there no rank? It's because that code got stepped on and it's never been fixed. So there's some really actually quite a lot of hot selling items. I can speak to the Amazon Canada catalog that are in the catalog, no rank. So if you follow just what you've been probably taught, the tools are not going to capture that as if it's based on just the rank and presenting you results that meet a certain rank range, then that product is going to fall through the cracks. But when you're looking and you're doing your analysis, you see something that no rank, look deeper. What's Keepa telling you in the history of this product? Even if you just look at the listing, if there are people actively selling, like there's active FBA offers on a listing, there's no rank, why would those people be there unless it was selling? So ask yourself those kind of questions as well, so that you are reading past. Technology is great, but technology will have bugs. And if technology fails, then we have to also have, along with the tools, some instincts and some learnings that we're drawing on.
Yep.
So that we help ourselves. And remember, Amazon, especially Amazon sellers, are lazy. And so people aren't going to go that extra step. Everyone wants the low-hanging fruit. They're not going to go the extra step to say, okay, you know what? This looks like it's good. this is a hot selling item in the US. Why wouldn't it be hot selling in Canada? So let me send a test, right? And Sean, just to speak to your experience, and you can reference my presentation. I don't know if everyone realizes or knows, but I'm the founder of Canada Prep and Fulfillment, and we're based in Toronto and Vancouver, Canada. And we offer prep and fulfillment services, as well as import, export, logistics, and admin support. So you can expand into Canada or source in Canada and sell in the United States, for example, and you can be hands-free. So we're here to support your international expansion within North America, and the experiences that you have where you're shipping and the shipping costs are outrageous, or you're unsure of what happens when your shipments arrive and they touch down here in Canada. It's out of your hands, out of your control. We support all of that so that you have the peace of mind that your products are going to get where they're supposed to go. And we're also assisting you to get your products in Canada or out of Canada, involving your e-commerce. We also do order fulfillment if you have Canadian customers that you're fulfilling orders to, no matter what marketplace you're selling on. It doesn't have to be Amazon, could be Walmart, could be eBay, could be your own Shopify store, could be Etsy, could be any e-commerce marketplace. So you don't have to be afraid to expand your business into Canada. You wouldn't be alone. Boots on the ground.
Could you fulfill these if I send in a box of chocolates like this into your warehouse from Canada?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then you could ship them to people who buy them in the US?
Absolutely.
That's a good example of working together and figuring out information by
Yeah.
being on a live panel, guys.
There you go.
Solve problems.
It
Yeah.
is solved.
Because
So
there are big problems that people have encountered that have solutions, but you just may not know that there are solutions out there. And really, that's what e-commerce is about. We're solving problems. We may think that, oh, I'm just flipping a couple of items, but really what you're doing is solving problems. Think about the population of 25 to 30 million people that live north of the United States that we're doing without products that we see on the TV every day. And unless someone brings those into Canada so we can purchase them at outrageous prices, we would be suffering. Just what would we do? Right.
Or 40 million plus if you're looking at the government data.
We've grown. Okay, great.
That's all right.
We do have one question so we have a question. We have two questions though. And I do want to concur. They're the only two tools there's three. I do use BrickSeek, I do use the Amazon Seller app, and I do use Keepa. Outside of that, I do have a tactical arbitrage. I use it not that often. Because some of the strategies I use are bundling. So, I'll get ideas and then I'll move on from there. So the question is, I am US based and on Amazon or in Amazon's NARF program.
Yeah.
Should I just increase my prices for Canada? Is that enough to tap into the Canadian market, or should I physically ship products into Canada fulfillment center? So that's the question. I'll let Pauline and Jacob answer that one, and then we'll get to the next question right after that.
You want to define Amazon NARF program for us?
Okay, so I can speak to that because I've So the NARF program is a program that Amazon has established recently. So the last couple of years, they introduced it, which allows for you as an Amazon seller to have inventory stored in U.S. fulfillment centers, offer those same products on .ca, Amazon.ca, and when Canadian consumers order those items, the item will be shipped from the U.S. fulfillment center where it's held directly to the Canadian customer.
The Amazon North American Remote Fulfillment Program.
That's
NARF.
Too.
You were looking for the definition. Okay. So, So one of the drawbacks to NARF is that NARF does not, at the last I heard, support grocery items. So anything consumable coming across that border north. And you know why? Because Canada implemented a Safe Food for Canadians license that is required by the importer of record to bring food into the country. So Amazon cannot act in that capacity for you as a seller with inventory sitting in the United States that needs to cross that border. So other items, sure, you could use NARF. In terms of your pricing, this is where you need to like play around with your pricing. Increasing your prices just to account for the exchange rate and for your additional expense of import, if any, is leaving money on the table. When you look at the way that things are priced in Canada, it's exponentially more than what our American counterparts would pay for something. You have to increase your prices almost to the point where you're uncomfortable, and still it will sell. A bag of Dunkin' Donuts coffee you buy for $5.99 US at your local US Walmart or online at walmart.com will sell for anywhere from $20 to $25 to $30 Canadian. If that was Starbucks bought at $6.99 at that same Walmart in the States, that would sell for over $30. It's just all about supply and demand. When you have a marketplace that is short on supply, high on demand, upward pressure on price. So Canadians are used to paying more simply because much of the products we consume are imported into the country. We've been conditioned to believe that you're going to have to pay more because it was imported from another country into Canada. But besides that, there's the whole convenience factor. I just want to buy it. And especially if I don't have to wait 6 weeks for it to get to me, or 4 weeks or 3 weeks, if it's available to me here in Canada and it's get to me in a handful of days, 2, 3, even 1 day, depending on where I live, all the more, right? They're coming back. Amazon Canada, and I know I'm on a pedestal right now, but Amazon Canada, all it needs is product supply. If there were sellers that were making products consistently available, we don't have a conversation. You would have a marketplace much like Amazon.com.
Because there's so much appetite for online shopping on Amazon.ca.
Yes.
So many times as a Canadian, we go on to buy something and we're like, I know it exists. I can see it on Amazon.com.
Yep.
If I go to Amazon.ca, it doesn't exist.
Yep.
I don't really care what the price is. I want the product. At any price, I will pay to get that product in my house.
Yeah.
I can't get it in my house if I can't order it.
Yep.
So just put it on Amazon.ca, and I promise you people will buy it because we are online shopping animals here in Canada. We just sit in our igloos overlooking the river on our canoe with our bonfire, sipping our Tim Hortons coffee.
And our hockey stick.
Locked in our houses against our will by our government under quarantine or whatever. And we're just dying to buy stuff. We're just like, send it to my house because I can't leave my house.
Yeah, I bet.
Give it to me.
House.
So if you put it on Amazon, guys, put it on Amazon.ca. If you're the only person offering that item and it doesn't exist elsewhere on Amazon.ca, then the price is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Somebody either wants it in their house and they'll buy it from Amazon.ca or they don't. But if you're the only product on the entire country for Amazon.ca, yeah, you can charge just about whatever you want because I want it in my house. I want the product, right? We have a lack of products in Canada compared to the US. And it's not even close. It's not half. It's not 30%. It's like you guys have like 15 times more products than we do, probably. Yeah. It's like 15 to 1.
Yeah.
So like you look at the store shelf in the US, you see 15 items. One of those products on average is available in Canada. The other 14 don't exist. We don't have access to products. So just send us stuff to Amazon.ca, make it available, use the NARF program. We don't even care what the price is. We want to get the stuff in our house.
Mm-hmm. So, and I was going to finish answering that question, but Walmart is even worse, right? So Walmart.ca third-party selling has launched. And I know that if you're already selling on Walmart.com, you've gotten the invitation to open your Walmart.ca store to start selling there as well. It's definitely worth your while to start that application and move that forward because Walmart's in an even worse situation. Here physically, Walmart entered Canada and completely annihilated a couple, if not 3 or more of our big box retailers that have been here.
Like 27 retailers just got leveled.
Yeah, just the really big ones gone, right? And Walmart did not roll
She's
out.
talking Zellers. Zellers is gone.
Yeah, my heart
Yeah,
bleeds, right?
So I'm just going to
And
say there's not as many Walmart CA sellers out there. So I mean, you literally could probably become a millionaire just by selling on Walmart CA, because
You probably
there
should
are so many
actually.
sellers.
If you're not selling on Amazon or Walmart.ca, you should probably become a millionaire and just start doing that. That's a golden tip right there from Nicole. Become a millionaire and sell on Walmart.ca.
Well, I mean, because
that's
the
the tip.
physical Walmart locations did not roll out heavily throughout Canada. They're definitely in the big cities and some of the bigger regional areas, but I don't think they have proper coverage in the country in physical brick and mortar. And that
I live out in the country. We have no Walmart in our area.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
an
mean,
example.
I live in the biggest city in Toronto, and the Walmart that supports my area it's not even adequate to support the population around it by any stretch, right? So that means that Walmart Canada, like as in Walmart.ca, selling online retail, huge, just like Nicole just mentioned. But to finish answering that question, definitely use the NARF program as long as it's around to support what you're doing so that you're feeling your way. I know I sound biased because I am a prep and fulfillment center in Canada that would support this, but I would suggest that you also in parallel start getting your backup parallel plan in place to actually be shipping yourself directly into Canada. The reason I say that is we know Amazon will pilot a program and out of the blue, it doesn't work for them. They don't say anything to us until they're announcing it that it's done. And if you built your entire Canadian operation on using NARF, you would be left flat-footed. So
they could use the Canada Prep and Fulfillment Service. I believe that's a good service in Canada. They could use Canada Prep and Fulfillment.
CanadaPrepandFulfillment.com. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I definitely just anytime Amazon has any program, always that they're piloting, always make sure you have a parallel plan that you have running just in case the pilot doesn't work to their liking and they kill it, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely, whoever wrote that question, you're on it. Having already started with NARF, keep going with that and have your parallel plan going as well.
All right, so we're getting backed up with questions, so I'm going to move this along a little bit. Okay, so the next question is, what is the best for scanning in the store, easier tool than Amazon tool? So I'm biased. I do use the Amazon Seller app. I know that there are other apps out there. Sean, I'm going to let you answer what apps, when you're going in the store, what app do you like to use?
Yeah.
ScanPower Scout. Yeah.
I second that. For scanning in the store, hands down. Yeah.
I mean, I've used them all for years. I've been using ScanPower since 2012. It'll do multiple platforms. It has Keepa built in right into the scanner now. So you can see the Keepa, you scan it, see the Keepa graph, see your profits. You can enter your cost in to see how much you make, see your ROI, all that stuff. I use it, it's got scanning, listing. Like I mentioned, you can upload lists to see what if you have a wholesale list or whatever, you can upload those lists to the ScanPower, shows your accounting information. It's a whole suite that does everything.
Yeah.
All right. ScanPower app. There you go, guys. Someone else is in love with Scoutify. They say it's included when you buy Inventory Labs. So somebody else loves Scoutify. I have not tried Scoutify. I had a friend who did ScanPower, so I need to go back and look at it. But now, especially since Keep was incorporated into it, so
it keeps getting better, right? Its software can improve, and ScanPower gets better every year.
And ScanPower works for, I believe, all the marketplaces that have been around for a little while. Maybe not the brand new ones, but That's
Maximum
the huge bonus about Scan Power. Yeah. I know Inventory Lab doesn't work for Canada. Actually, I don't think it works for it.
Yeah.
Well, people have been asking for a long time, so hopefully they come.
Oh yeah, 6 years later, we're still asking. Come to Canada, guys. There's like 40 million people here.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Inventory Lab. It's just the way they listings and all that. You know, like nothing seems to be for sure with them. I've tried using them multiple times over the years, and I've just never had a good experience with them personally. A lot of people, but
I think
that's okay. They're not available in Canada. We only have the best software here, like Scan Power.
Yeah. You know, it's the same thing with repricers. Try them all. They all have free trial.
They have their pros and cons.
You know, try both of them, what you like, and go with that. Same with repricers. You know, if I use Be Cool. You know, I'm a big fan of it. I've used a lot of other ones in the past. You know, and try them out. Try to do a free trial. If you don't like that, try a different one.
There you go. Be Cool. I have Be Cool as well. And again, because I'm making bundles, repricing is not necessarily always my problem because you make bundles, you price it for what you want. I mean, you can change the price if you want to, but I'm not always piggybacking on other listings where I need to do a lot of repricing. So, okay, we have another question. Says I've been selling on the Facebook Marketplace with minor success using Amazon as a retail supplier. Okay, this is essentially OA. Well, technically it is. From what I've learned here, is this sustainable? I don't think so. And any pros or cons to this? Any pointers or suggestions? So
I got some thoughts on this. So go ahead and answer this, but I'll put my thoughts in later.
There's a lot of people who are selling great programs out there, and there are a lot of people that are selling interesting programs out there. You know, selling from Amazon onto Facebook Marketplace, I already know a handful of people who've had their accounts, their selling accounts on Facebook Marketplace shut down because they're drop shipping from Amazon onto Facebook Marketplace. And so everybody's shaking their head. So I
don't do that.
About drop shipping, or is he talking about just actually doing the purchase and then he's taking possession of
You're
the goods?
ultimately
I think he says OA.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're still doing drop shipping because you're fulfilling the order from Amazon. So you're putting the listing on Facebook Marketplace, and who is fulfilling the order? Amazon. So it's still, you know, so at the end of the day, it's technically drop shipping from Amazon onto Facebook Marketplace. At the end of the day, that's really what it is. So I don't recommend it at all. There's a lot of people that kind of do that. When I first started on this journey, I was in DSD and they taught us to drop ship from Amazon onto eBay. It's the same concept of taking listings from Amazon, increasing the price, and then listing them on eBay.
You cannot.
Doesn't eBay? Go ahead, Sean.
Don't let you do that. No, you don't. Not anymore. And that's what I'm saying. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. Go ahead, Sean.
Right. Here's the bottom line of this. If you're buying an item to resell and you have Amazon Prime, it's against terms of service and you can lose your account. That's just the end of it. It doesn't matter if you're shipping it to you buy 100 of them and sell them on Amazon Marketplace. It's still against terms of service. And if you haven't, and there's no way to not use your Prime benefits in some way. You're either going to get, you know, a kickback, like $1 credit, or, you know, you're going to get free shipping. You can't do any of that. It's right in the terms of service. You'll get your account suspended. If you're buying and shipping to a customer on Marketplace, which is what it sounds like this person is doing, then that's definitely against the rules. Shipping from Amazon to Etsy or eBay or any of those directly is against the terms of service. Like, no matter how you look at it, you're breaking the rules. And there are a lot of courses out there, and they don't care. They're collecting your 1,000 or 10,000, or some of them are doing 20,000. I've seen $20,000 courses where they said, you know, they're setting up a store for you to drop ship from Amazon using your Prime account. You know, it's against the rules.
Can't use an Amazon Prime account to do that. How about an Amazon account with no Prime?
Yes.
What are your thoughts about that?
Shipping. So you have
all right. So there's the way to go.
But here's the deal. This is what I want to add to that. when you look at something that's listed on Amazon, you have to know that the price is already increased. So it is better for you to find the wholesale supplier or acquire the inventory some other way, because you're already paying a markup. You're already paying anywhere from 15 to 25% higher because Amazon is the source. Okay. And then you're going to add an additional price on it to list it on Facebook Marketplace. And so your margin could have been way higher if you went a different route. So
Devil's advocate. I'm going to be
Yeah.
devil's advocate. When Amazon is the seller on the Amazon Marketplace,
well, they're all
it's
selling on
usually
Facebook
cheaper.
Marketplace. Yeah.
No, I mean,
Go ahead.
You're saying Amazon's the seller on Amazon, so buy it from Amazon without a Prime account, and then you could sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Because sometimes Amazon, as the seller, will just discount the crap out of something and then move product and buy volume,
than buying it wholesale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're
and the product for doing that is called Crayola. Crayola. Okay. So when Amazon is selling Crayola products on Amazon, and you have an Amazon account that doesn't even have a Prime account attached to it, so you've completely detached Prime, no Prime whatsoever.
Yeah.
Go ahead and buy yourself a pallet and sell it on wherever you want.
Yeah. That's
Well,
true.
That doesn't break terms of service, is what my understanding was.
It does not, as long as there's no Prime.
Account. A Prime. Right. So you don't have a buying account where you've registered for Prime. You have a buying account that is not registered for Prime, so you're not gaining any of those Prime benefits. You are taking physical delivery of the merchandise. It's not being sent directly to the customer that's
absolutely. Don't ship from Amazon to somewhere. That's ridiculous.
That is what they're teaching. They're teaching.
Yeah, that's silly. Don't do that.
Amazon.
Yeah, that they shouldn't do.
Yeah. That's what they're teaching.
Do not do that.
Go ahead, Sean. Sean was going to say something.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, I mean, I recently did that. Amazon marked down, a toy significantly from $35 down to $12, and I bought their whole stock, which was over 300 units, and I immediately sent it right back to Amazon, and they're selling for about $30 again.
Yeah.
Once they sold out.
That's an Amazon to Amazon arbitrage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's called Amazon Flips, but just don't use your Amazon.
Don't use your Prime buying account.
You have as many
another buying account with another email address that is not registered for Prime. Yeah.
Right.
And one of the most successful Amazon to Amazon flips I've seen is buying from Amazon.com and selling on .ca or vice versa, because you are really tapping into the hugely discounted price that Amazon itself is selling an item for, that on the other marketplace Amazon is not selling. That is usually what happens with .ca. Amazon outside of the United States is not as big a retailer themselves as you see them being in the US. So if you go to .ca, a lot of the big brands that you think Amazon would be on the listing, they are not.
Okay. And Sean was trying to finish something up there. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
I don't even know now.
Oh, sorry. We were
talking about buying from Amazon and selling back to Amazon again.
The Amazon flip.
Right. Yeah.
Mute yourself.
Yeah. So we sold, like I said, we bought them. You can have as many Amazon buying accounts as you want. So we basically just bought them all and sent them right back to Amazon in the same boxes.
Nice.
So at the end of the day, for the person who is doing the Facebook Marketplace and using Amazon as the source, and Jacob, I need you to mute yourself on Clubhouse.
I need to turn it off somehow.
Well, you can hit the speaker thing to mute yourself, turn off your mic, because I can't turn off your mic. In any case, for the person that is doing the whole Facebook Marketplace to, from Amazon to the Facebook Marketplace, again, that's a strategy that's being taught over and over again. I just want to encourage you to see if you can find a wholesale supplier for that. See if you can acquire the inventory another way. If you're using your Prime account, don't do that. And, it's not long-term. Is it sustainable? If you're using your Prime account, no. If you are I'm laughing because Jacob, I can hear Jacob from the other end.
I don't know how to use Clubhouse. Okay, I got Clubhouse. I'm on as a speaker. I don't know how to mute myself. There's no like, you tip on your button. There's no like mute. Your options are full profile or move to
right
audience.
here at the bottom, Jacob. Right here, right there.
All right.
Turn your mic off. Okay. So, yay, Jacob is winning. He turned
It's
his
off.
mic off.
I'm learning with these panelists, man. They're smart people. You got to listen to them, take their tips, write them down, make notes.
Oh my God.
Just to
just
a
use a
question
different
for
strategy, or just get better at sourcing and figure out, establish some drop shipping accounts. Using Amazon, your margins are already too high. You could have made way more profit if you had not been using your own Prime account for that thing, because the price is already marked up, because the seller who's listed on Amazon has to pay whatever it is, whether it's FBA or whether they're doing
Well, unless they're trying to liquidate their Amazon business because they don't know what they're doing. That's a good exception, right?
Yeah, that's an exception. But
so you can set, here's one, guys. You can set Keeper to like a percentage discount. And then when something comes up and it's like 90% off, that's a good indication that it's probably a good price, right? If it's like more than 90% discounted, it may be an opportunity to buy something at a lower than market price.
Yeah. And that would be the exception to the rule.
And you can set up email alerts to like automatically filter these things and just send them to you. Or you can talk to Sean. He's probably got some kind of list where he can like send you a list of things that are the best price and just keep buying it, right? Because don't you have like a whole team of people, Sean, that like make lists of stuff that's bolos?
Yeah, we have for retail lists, multiple online lists. We have for online arbitrage, tons of ones if you want to do wholesale. Pretty much everything you want to do on Amazon other than private label, we can help you get started.
There you go.
Nice.
All right. So our next question is, do you recommend new sellers steer away from toys, given Amazon seems to be cracking down on child safety compliance documents? Toys seem to be getting very difficult, at least in the U.S. So I want to encourage you, whoever wrote this, to check out the session with Jeff Schick, who's the attorney. His session, I think, is tomorrow. I think it is. And he's going to answer some questions about some of that compliance stuff, because I asked him about that. And so we're going to make sure that gets covered. So I will let Sean answer whether or not we recommend steering away from toys. And let's just see what his feedback is. But I don't recommend it just yet. So go ahead, Sean.
So the issues with toys if you're in Facebook groups for Amazon sellers, everybody's complaining about it. But it's actually for toys for kids under 12. And I don't really sell that kind of stuff. So I've only gotten a handful of those, which were for one-off items that, we just removed those items. But, stay away from toys for kids under 12. The money is in the toys for kids over 12 anyway. Action figures and more action.
Otherwise known as adult toys.
Well, I mean,
and teenagers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my customer base in my retail store has a lot of adults. We sell a lot of vintage toys and stuff like that. But it's kids' toys that smaller kids' toys is what it is. So the real money is in action figures, which aren't for kids under 12. So if you're selling
board games, there's a lot of
Marvel and Hasbro and action figures, that's really where the money is. Ninja Turtle, you name it. All those brands, are for bigger kids. So if you only sell stuff for kids under 12, you won't get any compliance requests because it's for smaller kids. Choking hazards, lead hazards. That's what they're worried about. Choking and items containing lead. So if you steer clear of the items that they're worried about, well, then you have nothing to worry about. So, again, it's knowing, like most of these questions, it's knowing the terms of service, knowing the rules of the platform that you're selling on. And when you know those rules, you're not going to have any problems. We've been selling for almost 10 years now on Amazon. If you know the rules, you'll steer clear of all the stuff people are complaining about. Don't be drop shipping from big box stores. Don't be, selling,
Death sentence.
baby toys,
Yeah.
toys category. All these questions are answered by knowing the terms of service. There's a lot to it, but just like in anything, if you know the rules, you're not going to get in trouble. And all these people that are getting in trouble don't know the rule. So
I just want to add that I know that part of the issue has been over the last 18 months, 12 months, there's been some lawsuits with Amazon. And so Amazon is definitely tightening up the reins and cracking down and focusing. So if you want to do a Google search to go find out what is the lawsuits and also what fines that they got from, what is the federal? I can't remember what it is, which federal office it is. That there was some, I think,
some kind of American office, probably.
Yeah, it was at It was. It's not like the federal.
Was the Trade Commission? Is that the Trade Commission?
It wasn't
the FTC.
Trade.
Right.
I don't think it was the Trade Commission, but I have to go look because we actually talked about it on the eCom Sellers podcast. But in any case, there was a lawsuit, and then also they have gotten in trouble with the federal government, like the attorney generals involved in it regarding some products that were sold. So go and look up those things, do that research so that you can figure out which toys and things you're going to sell. As Sean said, action figures, they're not the little kid stuff. So because of that, you're going into what are the movies that are coming out at the end of the year. Those action figures are definitely going to sell. So even if you can't sell it on Amazon, you can definitely sell it on other platforms. So I'm not one to steer clear of that kind of stuff. So be mindful of that. I think there's an opportunity there that you may be overlooking. And so don't just like, oh, okay, I can't sell it on Amazon, so I can't sell it. No, you probably sell it other places.
Yeah.
And, take the opportunity to do that.
Right. And even though as long as Sean said, you're dealing with the toys that are for children over 12, you're in good shape as well in Canada, right? Because they're gonna pay way more for those toys than the heavily competed listings on .com. So consider that for Q4 as well. Even if you're just testing it out, I always use like the whole. Remember years ago the Hatchimals when those came out, and you literally had to give up your firstborn child to get a Hatchimal in Canada because they only
because nobody sent them to Canada. Even though there's like 40 million people here, we want to buy stuff online.
It's a travesty, really. So
I hope that everybody is paying attention to this because they're telling you how you can make some money this Q4 if you don't do anything else but to sell in Canada.
So I'm going to give you the example. So we had Toys R Us. I think Toys R Us was around in the U.S. then still, but when we heard that the Toys R Us here in Canada were getting a shipment of Hatchimals in, I grabbed my cousin and I said, we
hop in the
are
car.
doing a tour today. And we were at the first Toys R Us at about 6 a.m. The store didn't open until like 10 or something like that. We were in the door at the display. Now there was a line of people, right? So we were near the front. We grabbed the limit they'd allow us to take at $59 Canadian, $60 Canadian each. I personally was able to get about a total of about 15 of those Hatchimals that day, which doesn't seem like a lot. But on .ca, I resold each of those for no less than $500. It was
$500
each. Because if your child wanted a Hatchimal, it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. And it was the hottest toy that season. The same thing happened with the fingerling. Remember the fingerlings the following year? So even if you don't focus on the hottest toys in a Christmas season, even the toys that you and I grew up with, they're still in demand. Just do some testing, test in Canada, and as long as you have a means that's economically efficient to get your stuff to .ca or Walmart.ca, whether it's Amazon or Walmart or etc., try it, test it, and check out your results and go from there.
I'm going to add to that. When the board game Speak Out blew up and everybody wanted to put those things in their mouth in Canada, and Hasbro released Speak Out to Toys R Us. We drove our truck to Toys R Us in Ottawa. It's like an hour from our house. Okay, we drove straight to the Toys R Us. I live about an hour outside of Ottawa, near the Toys R Us. Anyways, we drove to Ottawa. We took our truck and we bought all of them. We bought like shopping carts full of Speak Out, right? And then we drove them home. We put them in the boxes and sent them into Amazon.ca and to Amazon.com. At the time, you could sell them on both. We sold boxes and boxes of Speak Out back onto Amazon because they had them in stock at Toys R Us. But they like Pauline said, sometimes all you got to do is ship it to Canada. It's like we want to buy it. We like to play games. We like toys. Our children like toys. Canadians also have children. Many of Canadian children are over the age of 12. They will buy action figures. I went to Sean Mayo's store and bought an action figure, and we still have it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to take this question and then one more question. We're closing this out so we can get out of here.
Oh, look. It's
Jacob is
He-Man.
It's Battle He-Man. I just gave him damage.
Is it Battle Axe He-Man?
Battle Armor.
You have to ask Sean. He knows more about this than I do. I just bought it at his toy store. It was very good.
Yeah, Battle Armor He-Man.
Nice.
There you go. All right. So is there a course that will teach me how to make bundles, take pictures onto Amazon, anything that I need, anything else that I need to get it done, or use Variations Wizard? So I'm just going to do a shameless plug. eCom Sellers Mastery. I did a bundles course. I did a bonus video showing people how to make images. We did the make images or create images inside of create and take pictures of images, for your bundles inside of eCom Sellers Mastery. So if you go to www.ecomsellersmastery.com right now, there's a bundles course in there, and that bundles course goes over taking your pictures and creating pictures, and a shameless plug. So I'm just going to say that. There's probably other courses that are out there to teach you how to do that, but I teach people how to do it without taking pictures, and I teach them how to do it with taking pictures. So, and then how to...
You got everything covered there with or without pictures.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, taking it so that you can just swipe a picture image and superimpose them together using different tools. So I teach you how to do bundles.
Cool. All right.
One picture at all. Because look, I call myself the lazy lister. I don't know if I own that domain yet or not, but that's how I do it. Is I do both ways. I will do both ways depending on what I'm selling. So we're going to move on to the last question, and then we're going to close this out because we've been here and we are thankful for you guys. Don't forget to come back tomorrow. So first of all, before we take this last question, this is the eCom eCom Q4 Summit. I was about to say eCom Seller Summit. Is the eCom Q4 Summit. We help people get ready for Q4. We want you guys to crush it. We want to be a blessing to you on your business, on your journey this Q4. So definitely, if you haven't registered, go ahead and register. You can go to www.ecomq4summit.com right now to get registered. The second thing is that there is still time to watch today's sessions. Sean's session was today. We had so many amazing speakers that talked today. Mihal, who talked about Walmart, was today. Claude Kerr, who talked about Facebook Marketplace selling, was today. So there was a bunch of great content in today's session. The ladies from List Perfectly. I'm sorry, I'm not remembering everybody. Dwayne was on today. Don't remember everybody that was today. And also Helium 10, Bradley Sutton was today. So you still have time until 3:00 in the morning. So that is roughly, you still have a little over 6.5 hours to watch today's sessions, and you can watch them over and over again. So get a notepad, go get registered. You'll get an immediate link to go watch. And then once you go watch, if you have any questions, we have another panel tomorrow, 7:00. Come back for tomorrow's panel at 7:00. We also have giveaways at 9:00. So in about 35 minutes, I'm going to be back on this page, and I'm going to be giving away some stuff. I'm giving away 2 prizes or 2 giveaways tonight. So again, go check things out. Check out Sean's session. Sean was today. He had a lot of great information specifically about retail arbitrage and strategies that you can implement in your business right now. So again, you got 6.5 hours to watch Sean's session 6 times. Okay? I'm just saying. So
here's an example of Canadians' experience. You go to the giveaway, you type on the giveaway, sorry, the promotion is not available in your region. Is that because I'm from Canada? Is that because I'm in Canada? You're like, oh, hey, you're in Canada? You can't have this product. It's free. You can't even enter.
So I don't know, but
Send us product to Canada.
we're gonna figure that out for next year for sure, for the next
No,
summit.
I'm just kidding. But I'm serious. Kidding, but not kidding. Send products to Canada. You're much more likely to sell them because there's like 40 million plus Canadians that want to buy stuff, and they get these stupid messages like, "This is not available in your region, so you can't even enter to buy free stuff." I'm just vetting a little bit.
Okay.
I do have a couple quick tips because it sounds like you're trying to wrap up, and I want to answer something here. So Sean mentioned regional stores, and a couple of people mentioned regional stores. If you have a regional franchise that's in your area, it's almost impossible that they won't have exclusive items that you can't find anywhere else in the country. So if you're in Canada, for example, go into Giant Tiger. Giant Tiger is a regional chain. It's not available in Western Canada. There's no Giant Tigers in Western Canada. If you're in Western Canada and you want to source something, go to London Drugs. Okay, London Drugs is a huge Western powerhouse, but if it's like practically non-existent in Eastern Canada, right? If you're out on the East Coast, go to Irving. Irving is like everywhere in the East Coast of Canada. But if you're not in the East Coast of Canada, you probably never even heard of Irving. There's literally the guy Irving's a billionaire, and he's got shops all over the place on Eastern Canada. Go buy stuff from Irving and send it to people in like Western Canada. So even within the country, and I know it's the same thing in the US, right? I know you guys have all these kind of regional little stores where they might have like 30, 40, 50 locations, but it's in one region. You go buy at a regional store and sell it to the rest of the country, or ship it to Canada. But guarantee you, we won't have it.
Yep.
Good tip.
Okay. All right. So the last question is, any forecasts or guesses on carrier issues with USPS and UPS this holiday season? I'm already experiencing issues with USPS in Vegas. I have an answer. I'll let somebody else answer first. I already know the answer because we've already been doing research. So Sean, do you want to share your thoughts with Pauline and then Jacob? So go ahead.
The post office sucks. That's it. I mean, we send out hundreds of
the U.S. Postal Service, USPS.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sean.
It's horrible. I mean, they've been defunded. They don't have any money. They're slow. They lose.
Wow. Okay.
They don't care. I mean, we send out hundreds of packages a week. Not to Amazon. We're 100% FBA, but we do.
We do merchant fulfillment and other.
Yeah, we don't do merchant fulfillment.
No? Okay.
We do online auctions, for vintage toys and all that kind of stuff. We have our own Shopify store, all that stuff. So, we send out a lot of packages, and horrible. It's, they kick them, they stomp on them, all that stuff.
Wow. Okay.
They don't care. I mean, we sell $1,000 toys regularly. Graded figures that are encased in plastic and graded, that are smashed up and
wow.
Obviously our pictures, we're really not a fan of the post office. We don't send anything, big, basically, unless it's like first class. Basically, we go all UPS now, which is a lot better, but the UPS is broke too. From Amazon pulling so much away from them and delivering themselves, they're really struggling. So, but I
Sean,
mean,
do you use DHL?
There is no DHL in the US. You can ship internationally, but there's no US DHL.
There is DHL in the US, but it is extremely, extremely limited. Like we don't really use it. You can see DHL.
You can get stuff DHL. You can ship stuff DHL out of the country.
So they're not doing domestic movement of packages very much.
They stopped a couple years ago. So yeah, DHL's kind of out of the question. I mean, there's FedEx and there's UPS. FedEx is usually more expensive, but we use all of them. We use whatever the best deal is. So
do you use your own accounts or using a shipping broker? Because you can have like discounted shipping broker rates through all of them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're dealing with if there are issues fundamentally at the carrier level, you can't sidestep it. And the truth is, there are supply chain issues that have dogged the carriers, especially since the pandemic started, right? They are all they are floundering. They're really trying hard to deal with the demand, and this demand is just going to increase for Q4. So us as sellers have to be prepared that the carriers are going to continue to struggle. It's not to be negative. It's just the reality that there are going to be challenges, delays. Just simply, you get a tracking number for something shipped, and the tracking information never updates on that carrier's website. You have no idea where your package is. You just pray it gets there. So those kind of problems are likely to get worse in the Q4 season. More could be said about that, but I will say that in Canada Post, because we're doing order fulfillment for our clients, right? So we're shipping hundreds of packages per day via Canada Post, and Canada Post is operating much better than they thought they would right now. Like, we're not having any issues in terms of
Canada Post is pretty awesome, unlike USPS, according to Sean Mayo.
That's just what's happening now. I can't speak to what's going to happen to Canada Post as we get later into the season, right? And UPS Canada has their issues. I don't know. I anticipate it'll get worse, right? But we just all have.
Sometimes Canada Post is free. They do have free shipping days.
We just have to.
Just want to point that out. We just put it in the mail to cost nothing.
To make a
so the goal is to get your inventory to Canada Post fulfillment and let Canada Post take care of it. There you go.
I've got a. Can I answer this question? Because Sean answered and Pauline answered.
Go ahead, and then I will answer and wrap up. Go ahead.
All right. If you're going to be using USPS, again, keep in mind it's carrier specific by like who actually touches your package, right? So if you get a carrier that decides to like trample on your $1,000 toys before delivering them, that's a carrier specific person. That's a person delivering the mail. That's the problem there. But with regards to USPS, here's my tip. USPS has account managers. You can get a commercial USPS account manager, and they will actually give you direct support one-on-one to you and your business. Another quick thing is anything that you ship through USPS or through another carrier, if you have returns and somebody wants to return to you, even if you use a different carrier, so even if you use like UPS to ship something, USPS will return it to you or return it back to Amazon for free through a program that they have, the USPS returns. You can also get free shipping material through USPS. So they will literally send you free, no-cost shipping material. If you want to do like the one box, everything fits in the box and ship it type of stuff, they'll send you those boxes. Yeah, they'll send you the packages. They'll send you free shipping materials at no cost at all, and they'll ship anywhere that USPS ships it. So if you have access to USPS as a delivery service, you may want to rely on them in some free shipping material. You may want to rely on them in returns, but like Sean Mayo said, you may want to use UPS or another carrier for the actual deliveries if you care about the care and handling of your package. So that's my thoughts about USPS. With regards to Canada Post, if you're in Canada, you should definitely sign up for their small business account services. That's going to save you right off the bat a minimum of 30%, and it goes up the more you use them. However, if you want to save a ton of money on retail arbitrage or online arbitrage in Canada, I'd really recommend setting up a shipping brokerage account. A shipping brokerage account allows you to get the volume of the entire shipper applied to any shipment from any carrier. So you can pick like Purolator, you can pick USPS, you can pick DHL, you can pick any kind of carrier that operates in Canada, and you can get access to their carrier level shipping prices. This is something that you can do, and you can actually negotiate. So it depends on which shipping broker you're using. Some of them will start you out with like a base account and like rev you up the more volume you do. But there's others that you can actually like negotiate from them right off the start and get the maximum carrier level shipping pricing. And you'll literally be saving yourself like 60% or more on shipping costs in Canada from Canada to US.com for Amazon, or from Canada to Canada. Barring that, the shipping rates that you get from Amazon.ca if you're shipping into a Canadian warehouse, are pretty good. So they are pretty well discounted. And then thirdly, use a shipping pick, pack, and service, right? You've got somebody on our call right now who has the CanadaPrepAndFulfillment.com who would be happy to solve your shipping solutions for you, whether you're in the US wanting to access the Canadian market, which you really should because like more than 40 million people here. Send us some stuff so we can buy it. Or if you're in Canada and you want to, access the little US market because they have like 350 million people, something like that. And some of them shop online, including Amazon and other websites.
Okay.
So that's my thoughts about shipping.
All right. I think I didn't know if Sean was going to piggyback off anything you said, but I do want to clean up a couple of things you said. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, Sean.
I think Sean had to go. He might be back. I think he may have he's okay. Well, if he comes back, I'll let him talk because we can barely hear. Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
He's back.
I don't know what happened. Okay. Yeah. What I wanted to say on those, if you want the cheapest rates for the USPS, pirateship.com is great. And then for everything else, Parcel Monkey. You're not going to find any cheaper rates than that. It's the commercial shipping rate, which is what I have for the post office. But you have to ship 50,000 items a year to get that rate. We do have a rep. They don't help very much, but sometimes they can do stuff for you. It's better than not having one. But we've had a rep for a couple of years now. Right. They told me that Pirate Ship, which they can access your Pirate Ship as well to get you a better rate, but they said Pirate Ship is the same as the commercial rate. If you're trying to ship cheap, those are the ways to do it. Stamps.com has the same rate as Pirate Ship, but Pirate Ship, you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay a subscription fee.
There you go. So here's my tip.
I was going to say with Canada Prep and Fulfillment, we started off as a Canada Post small business, but because of our volumes, we're now commercial 3PL rates, so heavily discounted. And we're continually ensuring that our rates get reevaluated because our volumes continue to increase so that we get better and better rates that we pass along to our clients. So when we're doing your order fulfillment, you are using our relationship with the carriers. You're getting our rates just in the same way that Amazon gives you the Amazon partner carrier rate for your FBA boxes going into the Amazon fulfillment centers. So it's always good to have some sort of either a freight broker or a service that has that can pass along their volume discounts.
You guys have locations in Vancouver and Toronto. Do you have any locations in Montreal or Ottawa or Halifax?
No, sorry.
I just want to point out the Ottawa area, more than 1 million people. We like to ship. We like to ship things. We like to pick, pack, and fulfill things from the Ottawa Valley. Okay. And other people have tried, and they were very successful, and then they stopped doing it. So, you may want to enter the Ottawa market. More than 1 million people live here. We like to ship things.
Maybe you can. We can talk afterwards. Maybe you want a franchise location there in Ottawa.
I think maybe I do.
Yeah. Okay.
You be able to service that entire capital region.
There you go.
Maybe I will.
All right. So let me wrap this up. I got to do some corrections on some of the stuff that Jacob was saying. So here's the deal. You can get shipping supplies directly from USPS. Love it all day long. You can get flat rate, everything that you want, even if it's flat rate, regional, whatever. Here's the deal. USPS, they do not UPS does not like for you to put the label on use the USPS boxes for UPS. So if you're going to order supplies from USPS, make sure you're shipping through USPS. You can't put a FedEx label on top of a USPS box because it's already superimposed with all of the print and everything on the outside. You can't turn the boxes inside out. Back in the day, we used to turn the boxes inside out. I have a video where I showed that you turn the box, but on the inside of the box, now they have USPS on the inside, so you can't use their boxes for another carrier. So just a heads up for the shipping supplies.
The other carriers also give you free shipping supplies. So you can get free shipping supplies from UPS or from other carriers as well.
Okay. So what I was getting ready to say was definitely establish a USPS business account, get a UPS business account, also get a UPS and get a FedEx business account. What's going to happen during Q4? The shipping is going to suck. It's just the reality. So increase your processing times so you can deal with that suckage, because it's going to suck. I'm just telling you, #facts. And things are going to happen. So just be prepared for that. The best thing that you can do is over communicate with your customers during this window, so that way you can say, okay, we see that the item has been, is in the whatever region and it's on its way. Okay, just another update. We see that the item has been, landed on your front door. Please allow 24 to 48 hours before if you still can't find it, for you to, file a claim. Because again, all the carriers are starting to use external processes to be able to get that package to you. So it may be that it's on the truck, even though it says it's been delivered, it's still on the truck, and the truck is still out somewhere in the neighborhood. So just be prepared for that. Yeah. So just, make sure that you have a customer service process in place where you're monitoring that activity, and you can communicate with your customer so that they don't say, hey, I didn't receive it within 2 hours of it saying that it's been delivered. Okay. So, have a process where you communicate with your customers. The next thing that I wanted to say, definitely pirate ship, and establish an account with pirate ship. For UPS sometimes uses USPS. So just be prepared for that as well, because UPS ground will drop things off at USPS and use them to do their delivery. So having a business account established with FedEx, you may need to adjust your prices a little bit just to be prepared for that increased cost. And I would definitely, those things that are more expensive, that cost more, that are more in demand, I would probably use FedEx over all three of them. And you need to increase the price on your product that you're going to be selling. So I wanted to throw all those tips out there at you so that you're aware of those things here in the U.S. So with that,
I would say definitely, just to add to that, I would definitely say that if you are fulfilling orders to your customers based in Canada, fulfilling them from the U.S., even more so, you need to make sure that your Canadian customer understands, hey, just be patient, because it's taking a journey. If you ship USPS coming to Canada, USPS is not who is delivering it. right? USPS isn't delivering it. They hand it off to Canada Post when it gets to the border. And
or Purelator
is the one that's gonna, or is going to be the ones that do the delivery to your Canadian customer. But because customs is involved, ever since this pandemic happened, customs on both sides has been hypersensitive, right? The US FDA has wreaked havoc at the border, taking shipments coming from Canada into the US, because even if you have a prior notice and they've already approved your food or consumable or topical product to come into the United States, the US FDA at the border may have a different idea, right? Canada Customs may just decide they are bored today and they're going to, kick up.
They're currently rallying for a strike. So watch out for a Customs Canada strike. So that's the Canadian Border Security Patrol.
Yeah.
That's like the equivalent of the TSA. They're currently voting to strike. So it might affect your shipments. Something to be aware of.
Yeah.
So, all right. So are you done, Pauline? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just, again, be sure, just like open communication, like you said, Nicole.
There you go.
Yeah.
Be monitoring what's happening with your shipments, and you can create an automated email process that sends emails out to your customers on a regular basis, just as a touch point, and also increase your processing time. So I'm not going to do that whole 2-day guarantee or whatever. Just increase your processing time so that you can account for all of the delays, because there will be delays. That's just #facts.
What do you guys think about the Shopify Fulfillment Warehouse Network? They've got over 1,000 warehouses registered. Sean, do you use the Shopify Fulfillment Network for third-party shipping?
No.
Pauline, do you work with Shopify through their warehouse network program?
Not currently, no.
We got to talk, guys, because they have over 1,000 warehouses across North America. They're building a gigantic thing, and this is like 3 years old already. They're building buying robotics companies, and they're building warehouses around Ottawa. Shopify is building warehouses. Think about the implication of that.
Yeah,
But they
we
already
to
have it.
see
They have
how
over
many
1,000. They have 1,000 warehouses across the U.S. that they partnered with for third-party shipping and
Yeah,
fulfillment.
It's a partnership. Yeah. So it's not
Yeah.
their own. It's a partnership.
Well,
So,
no,
yeah.
the partnership is, but they're building their own too.
Okay.
They're building in Ottawa, because I know this because I live like an hour from Ottawa. I have to drive by the Shopify fulfillment warehouse. I'm like, what the hell is in that warehouse? They don't sell anything, right? Watch for it, guys.
Yeah.
An
They're competing
hour
with
from
Amazon.
Ottawa, Jacob. I need to talk to you anyway, but
We're
gotta
not
talk.
going to talk to each other afterwards because
when you
Nicole
come
has got to
out
take
from
a
the
15-minute
frozen
break.
tundra, we need to talk.
So I'm going to wrap this up because
Gotta wait till I'm out of quarantine.
I have to come back, and Jacob is not going to let me shut this down. So I'm going to keep talking. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out for the eCom Q4 Summit live panel discussion on retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. I definitely want to thank Sean Mayo for sitting in his car for over an hour and a half. I want to thank Pauline Prince for hanging out with us, and Sean's kids in the background. Thank you, kids. I also want to thank Jacob Topping for hanging out with us on this panel discussion. We hope that you'll come back tomorrow. If you haven't registered for the summit, go register right now at www.ecomq4summit.com. And you still have time. You have 6.5 hours, 6 hours and 15 minutes to watch as many sessions as you want to. You can go watch Sean's session 6 times, 8 times, whatever works for you. So we are going to say goodbye for now.
And what's tomorrow's session on? Let the people know.
Tomorrow's is print on demand. Tomorrow.
Oh, print on demand. Oh, I love print on demand. I like that. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow's panel.
All right. We'll see you guys. Thanks so much.